Did you know what you feed your child may be part of the problem as to why your child isn't sleeping well? And I'm not just talking about sugar before bed. In this video, I'm going to tell you which foods you should avoid and which foods will actually promote sleep. Hello, I'm Haley Hennahan with Littlesleepersanddreamers.com, and I am your pediatric sleep consultant. I am a sleep expert, not a food expert, but there is a clear connection between sleep and food. A child's diet can be one of the many reasons for improper sleep. We all have the stress hormone cortisol, and when it rises, it is difficult to fall asleep. Foods high in the glycemic index elevate cortisol levels, and foods low in the glycemic index lower those levels. Let's dive into what we should avoid. So as I said, foods that are high on the glycemic index raise cortisol levels. For example, starches and breads. But also protein can raise those levels, especially if eaten alone, and you don't want to go too long without eating as well. You also want to think about foods that will take their bodies a long time to digest. So foods that are high in fat, as well as large meals. If you feed your child a large dinner and then put them right to bed, they are still going to be working to digest instead of settling down quickly to go to sleep. So make sure there is some gap between dinner and bedtime. So we know that sugars, additives, and food dyes are not beneficial for our children, but pay attention to what you are buying because food marketed directly to children have some sneaky ingredients in there. So make sure you know exactly what is going into the food you are giving your child. So now we're going to talk about milk. I know you're probably thinking, well, my child needs milk, so why should I be avoiding this? And you shouldn't. But there are some things that you should be changing because after a year, milk stops becoming the primary source of nutrition as solids are introduced. Milk is not the replacement for formula or breast milk. So because of that, there are some changes that you should be making. The first one is to only offer milk twice a day to your child, at breakfast and at dinner. You also want to be mindful of how much milk you're giving your child. 18 to 16 ounces is plenty. Too much milk could be putting your child at risk for iron deficiencies. You also want to make the change from bottle to cup. Not only does it help your child use proper mouth muscles, but it also limits how much milk they're drinking. When they drink from a straw cup, they are not taking in as much. Milk also has quite a bit of sugar, so it can raise those cortisol levels, causing it hard for your child to settle and fall asleep, and then give a crash later, which causes those night wakings. If you do continue to give your child milk at night when they don't necessarily need it, you could be causing them to become a picky eater. They fill up and get those nutrients at night, and then they're not eating those solids that we want to encourage during the day. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions about the milk changes that need to be made at a year old. Now we're moving into what can promote sleep. How can we help our child get better sleep through what we give them? Just as foods that are high on the glycemic index elevate cortisol levels, foods that are low on the glycemic index lower cortisol levels. And those are the foods that you want to be giving your child, such as vegetables, poultry, dairy, and eggs. Most of those foods also contain tryptophan, which produces serotonin and melatonin, which promotes sleep. We often hear of tryptophan being in turkey and how when we eat turkey we get sleepy. And that is similar with other foods as well, such as some dairy products, oats, bananas, green leafy vegetables, eggs, and poultry, not just turkey. If you think that your child's sleep issues could be due to their diet, go ahead and keep a journal. Write down exactly what they eat and how their body responds to it. So take note of their behavior, take note of their energy level, and see how that plays into their sleep. Their sleep issues could also be due to a food intolerance. So you might need to do a little elimination diet to check for any foods that aren't going well with your child. Some common ones to check for are wheat, soy, dairy, corn, nuts, and chocolate. If you are struggling with your child's sleep and would like some support, go ahead and reach out to me. Send me an email at littlesleepersanddreamers@gmail.com. I would love to connect with you and to help you along your child's sleep journey. If you like this video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up, hit the subscription button and the alert bell as more videos will be coming your way. I'll see you in the next one. Sweet dreams.